I tell my dad I'm scared of the war. He chuckles. We've been through this before. He said it in such a normal way that I knew that it wasn't okay. We've internalized conflict, so he dismisses my fear and he just tells me what he thinks I need to hear. But those of us who have lived through war can only know the scars never fade, though they may not always show. You learn to cope and how to have hope. You try to deal, feel, heal. And though you may come a long way in your healing, you still can't help but go reeling. There's a genocide taking place after all, with millions trapped in Gaza inside a wall. They call it an open-air prison. I can't. Let's call it what it is, a concentration camp. You know, the Turks never owned up to the genocide of the Armenians. And the same thing is now happening to the Palestinians. I wrote a dissertation on this when doing my psych degree, how the act of not acknowledging the genocide left generations to come with PTSD. You think we'd learn from our mistakes, but here we are again and my heart just breaks. Maybe it's easier for me to have empathy. You see, I've lived through war, and maybe my experience has left me extra sore. See, I was in Lebanon the summer of 2006 when the war with Israel took place, and there's a lot of trauma from that time that I've had to face. I was trapped because they bombed the roads. Missiles were being fired by the loads. And despite this, I remember I'd always say, there are helpers out there working for our cause every day. Every day that passes is one day closer to peace. That's what I'd say to comfort myself at least. And the sound of my hope was louder than the bombs they dropped. And eventually, the fighting did stop. But where my Palestinian brothers and sisters reside is an ongoing, full-blown genocide. So let's help in every way we can. Keep using our voices despite the shadow ban, because we can make a difference as a collective. Together, we can be effective. As helpers, let's just remember to always be loving. Let's be mindful not to add to the bad othering. Our actions should embody peace as we call for an end to the carnation. Our messages should carry love as we call for an end to the occupation. While many are losing faith in humanity, I'm holding on because I see the helpers out there fighting. I've known they existed all along.